Hello and welcome to RS Media. My name is Jordan Soloff and I'm here to bring you a classic Premier League clash, really, what should be another great game. It is the reigning champions against the current leaders, Liverpool against Manchester City, live from Anfield. Should be a great game. Liverpool, of course, not in the best form this season, especially in the last few games. Man City absolutely on a roll, aren't they? Won so many games in a row now. You almost feel it's their title to lose, especially if they were to win today. So, massive game for both. Big game for Liverpool in particular, I think. Of course, not been an easy few weeks for them, and it'd be a big win, I think, psychologically for the players and for Klopp. Guardiola's record isn't great at Anfield, as we'll come on to. It's a really big game for both teams. For Liverpool, if they won it, then I don't think you can fully rule them out of still retaining their title. They might still be in and amongst it. If Man City win it, hard to see anyone really stopping them at this point, isn't it? So, yeah, big game. We'll start off with the lineups. The home side, Liverpool. In goal, number 1, Alisson. A back 4, number 66, Alexander-Arnold. Number 3, Fabinho. 14, Henderson. 26, Robertson. In midfield, number 6, Thiago. 5, Wijnaldum. 17, Curtis Jones, and that's dangerous classic front 3. Number 10, Sadio Mane. Number 9, Roberto Firmino, and number 11, Mo Salah. So Mane returns to the lineup after injury. Big boost for Liverpool. Fabinho's there at the back as well, which is another big boost. And Henderson actually slotted in very well, wasn't it, centre half for the games that he's played there this season. So strong side for Liverpool. No excuses, really. Of course, Van Dijk's always going to be a big miss, but at home, they've got to get back to winning ways, haven't they? On the bench for Liverpool, Adrian, Phillips, Williams, Tsimikas, Kabak, the new signing on the bench, Shaqiri, Oxlade-Chamberlain, James Milner, and Divock Origi. That's Liverpool's squad for today. The visitors, Manchester City, on absolute fire. In goal, number 31, Ederson. Number 27, João Cancelo. 5, John Stones. On form, isn't he? Playing very well. Back to playing the best football of his career, you could say. Number 3, Ruben Dias. Been a bit of a revelation so far. 11, Zinchenko in midfield. 16, Rodri. 8, Gundogan. 20, Bernardo Silva. And the front 3, 26, Riyad Mahrez. 47, Phil Foden. And the captain today leading the lineup there, number 7, Raheem Sterling, against his former club. So can he get on the score sheets? I believe looking to score his 100th goal under Guardiola. And you wouldn't put it past him getting that today. On the bench for Man City, Stefan, Doyle, Bernabei, Mendy, Laporte, Garcia, Fernandinho, Ferran Torres, and Gabriel Jesus. So they are the matchday squads for this one. Very intriguing game, I must say. Liverpool 4th in the table at the moment. They're on 40 points with a plus 18 goal difference after 22 matches played. Manchester City flying high, top of the league, first place, 47 points, a plus 26 goal difference. And they've played a game less than Liverpool. They've played 21. So they're in such a strong position. If they win today, Man City, as I said, really hard to see anyone stopping them, isn't it? It's the way they're going. I mean, they've sorted the defence out, haven't they? So many clean sheets for this season for Manchester City. Pretty amazing. It's a ridiculous amount of clean sheets, really, in proportion to number of games played. So, and it is attack can win you games, as they say, but defence wins you titles. And I think that's going to show this season for Man City. Of course, Liverpool not been successful with a couple of shock losses in the last few games at home. They nearly went almost 4 years of Premier League action unbeaten at Anfield, but have now lost consecutive top-flight games at home for the first time since September 2012. So not good, and they're not going to want to lose 3 in a row, are they? Especially against Man City. Man City are on a 13-game winning streak in all competitions. That's the longest such streak by any Premier League side since Arsenal in 2002. Just shows what form they're in. What is quite an incredible stat, if Liverpool fail to score today, if it's another blank, if they don't get a goal, they will record 4 straight top-flight home games without scoring for the first time since they joined England's top tier in 1894 to 1895 season. What a stat that is. Not a record that they want to break, but it will be the first time in, well, you can see that, 126, 127 years that they would have gone 4 home league games in a row without scoring. Surely that can't be the case, but you wouldn't bet against it with Man City's defence, would you? City haven't won in the Premier League at Anfield since May 2003. They've drawn 5, lost 12 since then, so it's not a good ground for them. It's not a good ground for many teams, is it, Anfield? But yeah, they'll be looking to put that record right today. And Guardiola, as I said, has managed more league matches at Anfield without winning than any other stadium in his top-flight managerial career. He managed 4 games at Anfield, drawn 1, lost 3. So he still awaits that first victory at Anfield. Maybe today could be the day. Set to be a great game. The teams now are out. They're lining up, ready for the referee's whistle. What should be a good game. The players take their knee in solidarity. And we're underway here at Anfield. Liverpool against Manchester City in what should be a cracking match. Gundogan, one player who's really on form, isn't he? He's scored a lot of goals recently. I think the most from midfield is the most this year, it seems. He scored a lot of goals and playing very, very well. The best form in a Man City shirt that we've seen. And kind of filling in for the absence of De Bruyne, who remains sidelined through injury. I think he'll play a key part again today if City are to get yet another victory. Is Bernardo Silva starting on the right-hand side into Rodri. City likely to have long spells of possession, which isn't, you could say it's quite rare really for that to be the case at Anfield, but here's Mane. Wijnaldum. Plays it back to Henderson. Once again, slotting in at centre-back. Alisson returns in goal. It is Alisson who launches long, looking for Firmino, but it's straight to Cancelo. He heads it down nicely to Stones, and Rodri plays into Gundogan. Nice bit of feet, and then sliding challenge by Thiago catches Gundogan, and it will be a free kick to the visitors. Gundogan has stayed down from that challenge. Let's have a look at it again. Good little Cruyff turn, good bit of feet, and he definitely catches Gundogan's left foot, kind of his heel or even the Achilles area. Still down, Gundogan, looking a bit of pain, and I think there's going to be a very early yellow card that referee Marco Oliver's going to show to Thiago. He has been booked, just over 2 minutes played. He walks a bit of a tightrope now in the centre of the park for a long, long time. Gundogan, slight concern here for Man City. He's still down in a bit of pain, and the physios are on now for treatment. Looking very cold at Liverpool. If you're looking at the outfit that Guardiola has on, hat, big coat, scarf, it seems to be chilly across the UK at the moment, doesn't it? With snow showers all around. Gundogan's back on his feet, which will please Guardiola and his players and the fans, of course. No serious damage done there. I said Thiago must be careful now for the rest of the game. City take the free kick. Zinchenko back to Ruben Dias, who has just been phenomenal at the back for Man City since joining. What a boost he's been. Maybe he's the one. I've said for a while now, they've not been able to fully replace Company, But I mean, the impact that Diaz has had, you could say that maybe he is that next player, that one that they were looking for to be a long-term replacement of the back there. So far, so good in terms of his performances, and that's shown with the just 13 goals conceded from Man City. I mean, the next team after that is Tottenham, I believe, with 22 goals conceded. So it just shows how good City's defence has been, and that has been the key for them to be in such a strong position they are in the league. Here, forward comes Sterling now, looking for Foden, but his pass was poor and straight to Curtis Jones. Henderson out wide to Alexander-Arnold, who hasn't been at his best, you could say, throughout the season. Alexander-Arnold, you could say that for a few Liverpool players. It's not been an easy season for them with a couple of key injuries, but let's make no excuses. They haven't performed as well as they have in the last couple of years. Alexander-Arnold's an example of that. Zinchenko shepherds it out for a Man City throw in there, pressured by Salah, who you could say himself has not been at his best throughout the season, but yet again he's got 15 goals and he's leading the goal scoring charts. So you can't really say that he's had a bad season. Salah, he's always going to score goals, it seems, in this country. He's Liverpool's threat up front, and good chance he could score again today, but it's not easy against this City defence. Here's Gundogan. Just took that out of play. Liverpool throwing just inside the City half. Yeah. Yes, right. It was a very good result for Spurs after 3 defeats on the spin. It was pressure started to mount already. It only takes a few games in the Premier League and suddenly you feel the pressure. But had to win today and played a lot better. Tempo was better, created more chances. And yeah, Harry Kane is just... You don't want to say one-man or two-man team with Kane and Son, but what Kane does, what he brings to the team, just lifts the rest of the team, really, lifts the players around him. Son is a different player when Kane's playing. It's a big boost. If Kane and Son stay fit and they're firing, Spurs will be absolutely fine, I think, but still good performances elsewhere as well in that game. I thought Lamela played well. Lucas, you want other players chipping in with goals and assists as well. Don't want to be too reliant on Kane and Son. It has been that way so far. But yeah, much into 3 points and trouble for West Brom. I think Big Sam's record of never getting relegated, I think that's going to be over. Ball's back with Ederson now. That's 7 minutes on the clock. No chance yet. Both teams just feeding their way into the game, sussing each other out. Ederson plays short to Rodri. He pings it back first time to Ruben Dias. No real pressure. Liverpool just kind of sitting at the moment. Happy for Man City, to have the ball at the back. But then as Man City start to play forward, Liverpool press a bit more, but Bernardo Silva comes forward. Here is Riyad Mahrez, cuts back onto his left as he does so often and so effectively. Plays it inside to Rodri. That's a nice floated ball out wide to Sterling on the left-hand side, up against his English teammate, Alexander-Arnold. Back to Zinchenko, his ball in was blocked. Liverpool can play it clear. Here's Curtis Jones. Salah, he's pressed quickly, surrounded by a sea of light blue shirts, and City win the ball back quickly. Bright start here from the away side. A lot of possession, looking sharp, pressing, looking to win the ball back straight away as soon as they lose it. It's an encouraging start for Pep without any chance created just yet. Diaz clips it forward. He's looking for the run of Mahrez in behind Robertson, but too much on that one, and Alisson plucks that one out of the air easily. Can this be the day that Guardiola gets his first ever win at this ground? As I said, it's not a happy hunting ground for him. But if there's ever a time you feel for Man City to win at Liverpool, it's tonight. It's this afternoon. Liverpool lost their last 2 games against, let's be honest, not great opposition. They're a little wounded, you could say, and with a bit low on confidence, and Man City flying high with so many games won in a row. Has to be an opportunity for them to finally get a win at Anfield. Haven't done so in the league for 18 years. Ball was swept out looking for Sterling, but it was a little slack, and Alexander-Arnold comes forward. Loose touchdown. Rodri intercepts. Gundogan. Back to Rodri. So calm in possession as he never looks in danger, never panics. Here's Bernardo Silva. Zinchenko. Foden's intended pass back is blocked by Roberto Firmino. City throw-in. Doesn't look too many attacking options on the bench at Liverpool, really. Shaqiri, there is Origi, Oxlade-Chamberlain. There isn't much. I won't want to be reliant on trying to make changes because there isn't much there. They're still missing Diego Jota. I believe he's started to train now, so he may not be too far off a return, which would be a boost for them. But yeah, there isn't too much there. Liverpool, but they've got a strong 11 out as Firmino tries to feed through Salah, and that's a good interception. Had to be made as well, otherwise Salah may have been in. Liverpool starting to get a feel of it now. Robertson with the ball in, early ball. It's volleyed up in the air by Diaz. Firmino heads it back into the area. Rodri heads it clear. Better head tennis now. About 6 or 7 headers in a row there, and it eventually drops for Sterling, who runs clear of Alexander-Arnold. He then looks at the ball over Henderson to Foden. Mark Oliver's pulled it back as Alexander-Arnold, little tug on Sterling as he got away from him. No advantage there, so free kick City. Klopp wrapped up as well with his hat on, big coat. Stones. Impressive how he's turned his fortunes around, John Stones. He looked completely frozen out, was off form, wasn't playing. Looked like maybe he has to leave Man City to try and get game time elsewhere. He's worked hard in training. He's got his opportunity, and the games he's played this season, he's been very, very good. He's forming a good partnership at the back there, isn't he, with Ruben Diaz? Looking a very good partnership. I mean, the fact that they're keeping a very good defender in Laporte out of the team for most of the games, that just shows. So, yeah, credit to John Stones. And in this kind of form, you'd fancy him to be starting for England at the Euros this summer. Loose touch by Gundogan, and it's smashed clear. Diaz chips to Zinchenko. That's a loose ball, though, and it's Curtis Jones who picks it up. Very positive play from the youngster. Here's Thiago. Wijnaldum now. Back to Thiago. Out wide to Andy Robertson. Henderson strokes it across to Fabinho. Liverpool's best little spell of possession in this match so far, you could say, stringing a few passes together. Trying to get a bit of control of their own. Wijnaldum. Thiago dropping into a little pocket of space. Nice ball out wide. Space and time for Robertson to swing it in. He does. It's a good delivery, and it's positive play by Ederson. Raced off his line, stretching. Catches that one well. No one really attacking that ball. It wasn't a bad cross at all by Andy Robertson. We know what he can do with that left foot. Many assists he's swung in from that side. Crosses, not on that occasion. Throw in to be taken by João Cancelo, who's had quite a good season in the games he's played. Goals, assists, been playing well, keeping Kyle Walker out of the team, it seems, most of the time at right back. Can play at left back as well, Cancelo. So there is options and depth for Guardiola. And to think they're playing like this without a fully fit and firing De Bruyne, Aguero. Mahrez with the ball in there, it's headed clear by Fabinho. There is good depth for Man City, and they could probably still do with another forward. Gabriel Jesus, good play. Wouldn't say he's in the world-class bracket. Aguero coming to the end of his time at Man City. You feel his best days certainly are behind him. Injuries. Obviously, he had COVID-19 as well. Aguero had to isolate, so it's not been an easy season for him. That might be a position they look at in the summer. Another forwards. There's been all sorts of links. Haaland. I mean, imagine Man City got Haaland. I think you could give them the league title for a few years if they had him. What a signing that would be. Curtis Jones has started well for Liverpool, winning the ball back there in the middle. Robertson, his pass is cut out well by Rodri. Diaz brings it forward into Liverpool's half. Sterling. Back at the stadium where his career lit up, really, Raheem Sterling as a youngster, as a teenager playing for Liverpool. Remember the season with the SSS, Liverpool under Brendan Rodgers, Suarez, Sterling and Sturridge. 13-14, I think it was, maybe that season. I could be wrong there, but I'm fairly sure it was that season. They were fantastic, those three. Obviously missed out on the title, Liverpool, that year, but they were very good, those three. And Sterling had a couple of good seasons at Liverpool before making the switch to Manchester City. Good feat by Mahrez. Lovely little ball out wide from Gundogan to Sterling. He's up against Alexander-Arnold again. Sterling, that time he loses out. Trent does well. Good clean tackle and sets Salah free down the right-hand side. And this be a quick counter for Liverpool. They're not flooding bodies forward, and City have got players back very quickly. And that's the end of that counter-attack. Liverpool slow the play down. Slight chance then of a quick counter, but there weren't enough red shirts forward, really, in comparison to a number of sky blue shirts that got back. Henderson clips it out wide. Robertson seeing a lot of possession in this match. 17 minutes in. Thiago. Alexander-Arnold. His pass didn't have the legs to reach Salah and cut out again by Rodri. Diaz back to Ederson. Short to Stones. Clip forward looking for Foden. Foden heads back nicely into Cancelo. And Silva playing their way out nicely here, but Manchester City. Foden's lost out though. And it's Cancelo who wins the ball back very quickly. Just as I was saying, they're playing it out nicely. Foden got caught near his own penalty area, but again, as soon as they're losing possession, Man City, it feels like there's 2 or 3 City shirts surrounding a Liverpool player to win that ball back very quickly. So that wasn't happening a bit earlier in the season. Man City had a bit of a tough run of games, thinking away to Spurs when they weren't far from their best, when they were at home to West Brom. There were many games where they just weren't fully firing. Something didn't look quite right with Man City, but boy, have they found the answers now. 13 wins on the spin. Unbelievable run. Here comes City again now. Space for Bernardo Silva. He pings it out wide to Mahrez, who comes inside. Good defended by Robertson. Mahrez has it again. Back to Cancelo. Silva Stabs it back out wide to Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez clips the ball into the box. Good header by Fabinho. It's to Salah. Salah loses his footing and Man City have won it back. Sterling in the box now, trying to thread the ball through, but it was a busy penalty area and Liverpool stab it clear. Mane now, good hold-up play, surrounded by a couple of Man City shirts again. He looks for a clever back heel into Firmino, but that didn't quite come off, and City once again have it, winning the ball back so quickly in this game. No time for Liverpool to really have a spell of possession and control the ball. Sterling. Diaz got his pass horribly wrong to Sterling. His weight of pass all wrong, and that flies out for a Liverpool throw. You have to say, Guardiola would be the happier of the side so far, 20 minutes in. I think Man City have dictated the play without actually having a shot on goal, I can remember, but they seem very comfortable. Liverpool, of course, they're not expected to have the lion's share possession against a high-flying Man City at the moment. They've got the quality of Liverpool to hurt teams at any moment, so Klopp won't be too worried yet, but he'll want his team to have a bit more control in this match. As the Reds get another throw. It's Foden. Oh, he looked to thread in Gundogan, but there's a good tracking back and Liverpool clear, and it's Wijnaldum surging forward. Fantastic run for Wijnaldum. Shrugs off Foden. Here's Salah. 15 Premier League goals to his name, Mo Salah. 2 clear of the chasing pack. There's about four or five players on 13 goals, I think. Calvert-Lewin, Bruno Fernandes, Kane and Son, all on 13. Salah on 15 and could extend his lead this afternoon. Already 2 golden boots to his name, Salah, in 2017-18 and 18-19. Of course, it was Jamie Vardy that won it last season. Vardy back from injury today, of course, for Leicester in their goalless draw at Molineux against Wolves. He came off the bench. Just missed a header as well towards the end, which could have snatched the 3 points of the Foxes, but wasn't to be. But looking strong, Leicester, and they won't want a repeat of last season where they were doing very well, had a Champions League spot in their palm of the hands, in their hands really, and they went on a bad run after the restart and ended up finishing 5th Europa League football, which of course are still in the Europa League. So looking good for Leicester. Great job Brendan Rodgers has done. He's one manager who, when Mourinho moves on from Tottenham as a Spurs fan, he's one manager who I would certainly consider. I don't know why Rodgers would go to Spurs at the moment. Might be a bigger club, but at the moment, Leicester are a better team, you'd have to say. So, but one day, I think Brendan Rodgers could be a very good fit for Spurs. Great job at Leicester. Here's Bernardo Silva. Diaz, pressured a bit by Salah, but he plays it forward nicely. Bernardo Silva. Space now for Gundogan, racing forwards. He's got Zinchenko to his left. He tried to find Zinchenko, and that's good play, good positioning, good cut out by Alexander-Arnold, who's been defensively very sound so far at right back. Rodri's then penalised for a foul on Wijnaldum to his frustration. Alisson plays it calmly into the feet of Thiago. Now Andy Robertson. just the one attempt in the match so far after 24 minutes or so. Liverpool not had a shot yet. Man City have had one attempt, none on target. So it's not been the most exhilarating game of football just yet between these two, but I'm sure there'll be more attempts and hopefully goals to come. Good feet by Alexander-Arnold. There's an attempt, and it's Mane. The ball was clipped into him, and he'll be kicking himself. He doesn't hit the target with his header. It flies over the bar. By far the best chance of the match so far. The only chance, really. It was good play by Alexander-Arnold. Good feet to get past Zinchenko, and then he clips the ball in, and Mane, it's a free header, really. He has to hit the target. Clip the ball in. Just doesn't get over it enough to direct it on target, and he's got his head in his hands, Mane. He knows he should have done better with that one. What a chance that was for the champions to take the lead here. Should have at least hit the target and tested Ederson there, but wasn't to be. Ball looking for Mane again. He's offside though. Good strength by Robertson. Shrugs off Bernardo Silva. Good little spell this for Liverpool with that chance and trying to exert a bit of pressure. Ederson thumps it forward though. Always great distribution. That's one of the best aspects of his game. Not many goalkeepers can do what Ederson can do. How long he can kick it, his range of passing, the accuracy of his passing. Very, very good. Good goalkeeper. Two good goalkeepers on display here today. Ederson and Alisson. Maybe the best two in the Premier League. Fabinho plays it forward. Thiago seeing a lot of possession now. Wijnaldum floats out wide to Robertson, and there's space for him again. Mane. Thiago's pass cut out well by Foden. Rodri into Phil Foden, and Mahrez has made the run, and Foden's found him. It's Riyad Mahrez. Is he clipped there by Mane tracking back? He is. Man City free kick. Good play by Foden, just cutting across Mane as he was tracking back. Wins the free kick there, and a chance for City to put the ball into the danger zone. İlkay Gundogan is over it. Floated in by Gundogan. It's poor, it's too heavy, and it floats out over everyone's head for a throw-in over the far side to Liverpool. Fabinho. Possibly Liverpool's best pairing this season, Fabinho and Henderson, with slotting very well. Of course, Joel Matip maybe has been pretty good for them when he's played, and when he comes back, you'd feel that he'd go, but slot in there, and Henderson can come back into the midfield. But Henderson's doing a good job and seems to have a decent partnership there, those two. Liverpool missing Matip, missing Van Dijk, missing Gomez. That their hand was forced really in the market to buy some centre halves, and they did with the signing of Kabak from Schalke and Ben Davies. Firmino! Oh, what a strike that was. On the volley. Ederson equal to it. It was headed out and it's just outside the area. Firmino on the volley. That is sailing under the crossbar and in. Ederson gets two hands behind it. What a strike that is. It's a dipping volley under the bar. Fantastic goal that would have been. That's the first effort on target. Ederson equal to it. Robertson takes the corner. Headed clear. And Foden can bring it away for Man City now. Phil Foden! Still going and great tracking back by Curtis Jones. Looked like Phil Foden was going to be in one-on-one with Alisson then, but fantastic tracking back from the young man. Diaz gets a foot to that one and steers it out for a Liverpool throw. But what a strike that was from Firmino. And it looked like City were they counter through Foden. Great tracking back. Half an hour on the clock. Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0 at Anfield. There haven't been many clear chances. Just the one effort on target. Fantastic dipping volley by Roberto Firmino, which you expect Ederson to save, and he did, but still a great strike. Mane also had a good chance with a header in the box. Should have done better, but went over. Man City have had nice bits of play and possession, but haven't really had a shot, haven't had a shot on target, haven't created a chance really. So Guardiola will be wanting his side to just do a bit more with the ball in the final third. Cross in there, headed up by Stones, and then Ederson comes out to collect. Bernardo Silva pressured well by Curtis Jones, who's having a good game so far. Liverpool throw. Robertson throws it back to the Liverpool captain, Jordan Henderson. 72% possession for Liverpool in the last 10 minutes. That shows it's been the best spell of the game so far. Here's Robertson. Swings it in. He's looking for Firmino. It bounced, and it wasn't an easy one for Zinchenko to deal with. He did well in the end, heading it clear. Firmino has it again. Back to Robertson. Jones. Henderson just got away with that pass there, almost cut out by Sterling. Is Alexander-Arnold. Early cross into the box. Ederson came for it, but John Stones got his head to it first. And Zinchenko didn't quite get his control right and has to concede a Liverpool corner. Can Liverpool make this good spell count by opening the score in here? Dangerous ball in by Alexander-Arnold. We know he's got that in his locker time and time again. We've seen it. His great deliveries. Andy Robertson will take the corner from the right, left-footed in-swinger. In it comes. Flicked away by Rodri. Throw-in for Liverpool over the far side. Good challenge there by Diaz, and forward come Man City now, but Gundogan, poor touch, and begins to lose his footing and gives the ball back to the Reds. Salah, Firmino, Jones. Thiago, a chance for Robertson to cross again. Doesn't choose to do so this time. Thiago Salah. Oh, good idea. Looking for Alexander-Arnold on the overlap. Good tracking back though. Robertson. Good 1-2 by Robertson, and it's a good interception. This is a fantastic spell for Liverpool here. Can they make it count? Thiago. Henderson. Seen a lot of possession. Curtis Jones. City looks like City at the moment, happy to sit in and counter quickly when they get the ball. How this game's shifting. Henderson floats it long. Can't find Mane. Stones clears, and Gundogan's cushion headed towards Bernardo Silva is cut out by Wijnaldum. Mane now. Rodri does well to win it back. And Firmino is clipped by... So Foden's clipped by Firmino. And City will get a bit of respite after a very good spell by Liverpool there of possession. City just want to try and wrestle a bit of control back for this final 10 minutes of the first half. Zinchenko. Sterling now, once again up against Alexander-Arnold. This time Sterling beats him, and then he goes round Fabinho. Penalty. Raheem Sterling went down. He was caught by a leg. Marco Oliver, no hesitation in pointing to the spot. It was good feet to get past Alexander-Arnold. And then he does the same thing to get past Fabinho, and there is just a little leg there. Leaves a dangling right leg, I think it is. Let's swatch it again. There is. It's both legs, really. First the left foot, and then he just leaves his right leg there for a split second. And that's enough for Sterling to go over. And that's not going to be overturned by VAR. It is a penalty for Manchester City to take the lead at Anfield. Raheem Sterling won it. It's going to be Ilkay Gundogan up against Alisson to break the deadlock. Just as Liverpool were having a good spell of possession and a bit of pressure, it's Gundogan on the spot. Oh my, misses the target. Gundogan leant back underneath it and fires it over. It's a terrible penalty. What is it with Man City and penalties? Against Liverpool as well. Mahrez up the other end last season. Missed a penalty at a crucial moment. Is that going to prove to be crucial as well? Terrible penalty, and Guardiola is fuming. Gundogan just lost composure there. He did not get over the ball, leant back, and there's no excuse for a professional footballer not to hit the target. And here come Liverpool. What a sucker punch it would be if City now concede immediately after missing a penalty. Wijnaldum. Robertson. Ball looking for Salah. It's headed clear. Terrible, terrible penalty that was. God. Just leant back. That's all it was. But yeah, Mahrez missed at Anfield last season, I think it was. I think City at home to Liverpool, was it? earlier in the season or last season, De Bruyne put a penalty wide. That's at least 3 in the last couple of years where City have missed a penalty in the Premier League against Liverpool. Can't afford to be doing that. Stones under pressure from Mane as to concede the throw-in. Not good news for anyone who has Gundogan in their fantasy football team either, because that's minus points for a missed penalty. Wijnaldum. Fabinho to Henderson, just over 5 minutes left of the first half. Liverpool 0, Man City 0. Liverpool with a good spell, but the best chance, obviously, a penalty for Man City, blazed over by Gundogan. Firmino now, forward to Salah. There's space for Alexander-Arnold on the right-hand side, but Salah didn't see him. Luckily, I don't, right? No Gundogan for me. I did consider it. I do have Foden and Sterling and Cancelo. Those are the 3 City players I have. I think I would have got points for a Sterling assist on Fantasy Football had that penalty gone in because he won the penalty, but not to be. I'm sure there'll be more opportunities for goals for Man City in this game if they can keep playing their normal stuff. Sterling's crowded out by red shirts there. Here's Mane now. Alexander-Arnold. Salah. Mane. Back to Salah, who hits it. He's claiming for handball. He thumped it and it hit the hand from about a yard. Couldn't give that. Robertson with the ball in. And it's well dealt with by Ruben Diaz, I think it was. Does strike the arm. I think it might be outside the area. I think it'd be very harsh to give that on Rodri. No. If it was in the area earlier in the season, that may have been given because they were given some ludicrous handball decisions, but they have tweaked that now. A bit more common sense with that law. Thiago. Nice ball by Fabinho. Salah. Clip towards Mane. Cancelo heads clear. Bernardo Silva. Foden. He knew where Sterling was, but just couldn't get the ball to him in time. Here is Sterling now, who won the penalty really well with a good bit of feet in the box, but that wasn't converted. With that penalty miss, Guardiola must be thinking, I'm cursed in this stadium. Can't win, no matter what. Maybe that is the case. But still plenty of time for City to score and win this game. Foden driving at the Liverpool defence. Touch was too loose and Fabinho deals with it. Henderson. Back to Robertson. And he goes back to his goalkeeper, Alisson, under pressure, who has to go long. And great touch by Curtis Jones to keep the ball in. City win it back quickly, though, as they have done quite a few times in this game. Not for long, though. Forward come the home side from Firmino. Nice clip ball to Mane. Mane. And he has been clipped, and there will be a free kick for Liverpool right on the edge of the box. Good question by Rye there, whether Thiago has been a bit of a flop for Liverpool. Flop would be harsh, I think. No doubt a good player. Some arguments have been said that he actually slows the play down. It doesn't suit Liverpool's style of play of getting it forward quickly to the front 3. Maybe that's been the case sometimes, but I can see him finding his top form and being a successful Liverpool. It may not have happened just yet, but I think flop would be a harsh way to describe his time so far at the club. I think obviously he got the injury as well not long after joining, which didn't help. Fantastic footballer. Yet to see the best of him, but I have a feeling that we may, either this season or next season. Free kick for Liverpool then on the edgy area. Zinchenko is laying down behind the wall, as many clubs do now, in case they opt for the low one. But Alexander-Arnold, very capable of scoring free kicks from this kind of range. It's going to be Thiago, though, and the wall does its job. They jump and they get the block in, and it flies over for a Liverpool corner. So we enter the last minute of the half before we find out what additional time there'll be. I would imagine just 1 or 2 minutes. Alexander-Arnold's going to take this in swinging corner from the left. He does swing it in. Mane with the header, heads it down into the ground. Bit behind him though, couldn't straight at Ederson and couldn't get any power in the play. In the header, sorry. Man City looking for the quick counter. Wasn't the case there. Liverpool did well. Be 2 additional minutes the first half, still 0-0. Both managers not looking too impressed. For us, no smiles at all. Focused, I suppose, but Guardiola will be more frustrated and Klopp a little relieved after that penalty miss. Oh, ball play forward to Gundogan. The spin on the ball didn't bounce kindly for him in the box, but he does have it here. Can Man City strike late in the half? It's Liverpool racing forward now in a quick counter-attack. It's Mane. Robertson's flying forward to the left side of him. Mane chips it. Looking for Salah. It's a good ball to Salah. Jones. Henderson. It's a good ball to Robertson. Well dealt with by Cancelo. Liverpool throw. It has come alive a bit more in the last 15-20 minutes this half. First 25 minutes, they were feeling each other out a little bit. It was not a lot of attempts. 1 attempt, I think, in that first half an hour or so, and none on target. But we've had a bit more since that. Volley from Firmino. Header, a penalty. Robertson. Mane. And there is the half-time whistle. No goals so far at Anfield, but there has been a bit of drama after a slow start. Liverpool started to gain a bit of control in the match and had a couple of chances. First, a ball in from Alexander-Arnold to Mane, who should have done so much better with his header. He headed it over in the box. And then a dipping volley as well from Firmino from just outside the area. Ederson equal to that. And then Man City had the best chance of the game. Some great feet from Sterling. He got round Alexander-Arnold, then got round Fabinho, was clipped. Stonewall penalty. Gundogan stepped up, leant back and blazed it over the bar. Another penalty miss for Manchester City. Another penalty miss against Liverpool as well. And that means the half-time score is Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0. Have a look at some match stats for that first half. Liverpool with the possession. Actually expected Man City to have more possession, but Liverpool had some good spells. 54% possession they've had Liverpool to City 46. 5 attempts on target for Liverpool. 5 attempts, 2 on target for Liverpool. 2 attempts for Man City, none on target. So when you look at the stats, really, Liverpool 3 corners to Man City's none. Man City haven't actually done a lot with the ball. Apart from winning that penalty, they've not really created a chance. I can't remember a shot that they've had, really. Definitely had none on target. Alisson had nothing to do, really. So Guardiola, that will disappoint Guardiola that Man City have not done a bit more with the ball and created chances in that first half. Liverpool have done a little bit better with the ball, you could say, going forwards, without really creating a clear-cut chance. That header was a decent chance, headed over by Mane. The volley is not a great chance. It's just a good strike from the edge of the area, which you expect the goalkeeper to save. But you kind of feel it's there for the taking for either side, really, if they can step it up a bit and create a chance or two and then be clinical. I think this one's a hard one to call. It could easily peter out at 0-0, or if this could be a 1-0 to either side. It's hard to say, but I mean, City, they'll be sitting. Guardiola and his players will be sitting in that dressing room now, kicking themselves that they're not 1-0 up with that penalty. Gundogan's got to try and put that to the back of his mind now and go out and try and repair the damage, try and make up for what was a really bad spot kick. So, yeah, all to play for still in this one. I'm sure there's more drama. I'm sure there's more chances. More City will surely have an attempt on goal. I can't remember the last time they didn't in the whole game. So I'd like to think there's a goal or two at least in this, but maybe not. I'll say this again. If Liverpool fail to score in this game, they're halfway there now. If they fail to score in this game, that'll be 4 league games in a row, top flight home games in a row at Anfield without scoring for the first time since they joined England's top tier in 1894. That is I had to write it down and say it because that's just an incredible stat, really. And it's, at the moment, I haven't done too much to suggest that they will score. But yeah, it could be the last 3 games at home in the league. It's been a 1-0 defeat to Brighton, a 1-0 defeat to Burnley, a 0-0 against Man United, and a 0-0. Yeah, those 3. Sorry, those 3. So, yeah, amazing stat. Guardiola needs to get that monk off his back in terms of winning a game at Anfield. It's been, as I said, it's not had a good record there. And with that penalty miss, he's probably thinking it's just never going to happen for me in this ground. Maybe that is the case. I don't know, but he'll be very frustrated. Showing the penalty incident again. Great feat by Sterling. Alexander-Arnold didn't even want to engage. He pulled his leg away, let him go past him. And then it comes to Fabinho, who just had a little nibble there with both legs, and it is a pen. It is definitely a penalty. He's missed 2 of his last 5 penalties now, Gundogan. Just leant back, it just sails over. Mika Richards doesn't look too pleased with that penalty in the studio. Souness, Keane, Richards become quite a good little trio for Sky. I said Spurs beating 2-0. Beating West Brom 2-0 earlier in the day. Kane and Son once again doing the business. Wolves and Leicester played out a goalless draw. And it's a goalless draw so far here. And there's one more game after this to come in the Premier League today. 7:15 kickoff. Bottom of the table, Sheffield United against Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea. Tuchel still yet to concede a goal as Chelsea manager in his 3 games, 2 wins and a draw. No goals conceded. He'll be looking to continue that record at Bramall Lane. If it stays a draw this game here, Man City will extend their lead at the top. It'll be 3 points with a game in hand still. Liverpool will move on to 41 points with a draw. So they would remain in 4th place, 2 points above 5th place West Ham United, who are having a great season. Got to credit David Moyes there. Doing really well, West Ham. Everton, only 4 points behind Liverpool as it stands, with 2 games in hand. What a chance this is for Everton to maybe finish in the top 4. You can't put it past them. You can't rule anything out this season. Still in the FA Cup as well, Everton. They're another team that would love to win a trophy. Haven't won one for a long, long time. It's stick or twist for the managers as well. In terms of half-time subs, I'm not sure there'll be any. As I said, if you look at the benches, I'll read through the benches again. There's Adrian, Phillips, Williams, Simicas, Kabak, the new signing, centre-half, Shaqiri, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Milner and Origi. A couple of options there for Klopp if he wants to change things. Shaqiri, Origi, Oxlade-Chamberlain, the attacking ones. For Man City, their bench is Stefan, Doyle, Bernabé, Mendy, Laporte, Garcia, Fernandinho, Torres, and Jesus, I should say. So, yeah, Ferran Torres and Gabriel Jesus they're the 2 attacking changes that could be made. Probably see them, to be honest, as the game develops, especially if City are not winning this game. Likewise for Klopp, he could look to Shaqiri and Oxlade-Chamberlain and possibly Origi, but he won't really want to take off any of those front 3. Mane, Firmino, Salah, they are the first choice. Couple of minutes away from the second half now. That's one thing that really won't please Guardiola is the 0 shots on target at half-time. Just 2 shots. They need to create more, Man City, which they have been doing, of course, in this great run that they're on, but need to do a bit better in the final third in the second half if they're to win this game, that's for sure. Into some entertaining clashes in the Premier League yesterday. Started off with Aston Villa doing the Premier League double over Arsenal. They beat them 1-0. Very early goal by Ollie Watkins. Very entertaining game at St James's. Newcastle United beating Southampton 3-2. Newcastle finishing the game with 10 men. They actually played with 10 men from the 49th minute onwards. But they managed to hold on. A good win for Steve Bruce under a bit of pressure. Burnley and Brighton played out a 1-1 draw. Fulham and West Ham drew 0-0. And a bad decision to send off Souček at the end for a red card for an elbow, which was completely accidental. I think you can see he's just lifting his arm up. He's not trying to elbow him in the face. It's nothing malicious about it. I think West Ham have already appealed that red card, and I mean, it has to be rescinded. It has to be overturned. Otherwise, that's farcical, really. And then a very, very entertaining game at Old Trafford yesterday evening. Manchester United 3, Everton 3. United were 2-0 up at half-time. Goals from Cavani and a great strike by Bruno Fernandes. But just 7 minutes into the second half, and Everton were back level. Doucouré and James Rodriguez. United took the lead again on 17 minutes. Scott McTominay scored another goal. And then last kick of the game, literally last second, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, last kick of the game, stabbed it home to equalise. Set back for United, who there's been title talk for United, but with their defence, there's no chance. There's no problem scoring goals, but there is a problem conceding. And that's, you look at the difference in the Man City to Man United. Man City just 13 goals conceded. Manchester United 30 goals conceded. There's a difference. United may have scored 10 more, but as they always say, I've said it again, I'll say it again. Attack wins your games, defence wins your titles, and Man United is not secure enough. And yes, right, you are right, I forgot about that. Newcastle actually finished with 9 men as Shaw had an injury. So even more impressive that Newcastle held on for a big 3 points. They don't want to be dragged into that relegation fight, Newcastle, but they're on 25 points now, 10 points above the bottom 3. You'd probably think 3 or 4 more wins, and they're maybe 4 or 5 more wins to be absolutely safe. And they've got 15 games to find those points, Newcastle. Always a club that should be doing more with their size, Newcastle, I think. I can imagine supporters are frustrated. They shouldn't just be floating about I feel like a bit of a nothing team in the Premier League for the last few years, Newcastle, and they need to be a bit more ambitious and fighting, kind of doing what Everton are doing this season, doing what Aston Villa are doing. It should be kind of up there, I feel, but it's not been the case. Players are back out. Or City are. Liverpool just walking out the tunnel now. Who will strike first in this one? Can Man City end their poor run at Anfield, not winning since 2003 in this ground? Guardiola's back in his seat. Klopp has like a snoot pulled up to his nose now, so his mouth can't even be seen. Very cold there at Liverpool, it seems. We're underway for the second half, Liverpool kicking from left to right towards the Kop, an empty Kop, of course. And it's back with Henderson. Run through the teams again, starting with Liverpool in goal, Alisson. Back 4 of Alexander-Arnold, Fabinho, Henderson and Robertson. Midfield 3 of Jones, Wijnaldum and Thiago. And up front, Mane, Firmino and Salah. For Man City, Ederson in goal. Back 4 of Cancelo, Stones, Diaz, Zinchenko. Their midfield 3 of Bernardo Silva, Rodri, Gundogan. And a front 3 of Mahrez, Foden, Sterling. Here comes Mane, looking to feed it through to Salah, but that's good covering by Zinchenko, coming across from the left-back position to tidy things up. Fabinho. Back to Alisson. Nice ball clip forward to Andy Robertson. Brings it inside. Firmino. Back to Thiago. First time. Nice ball out wide to Curtis Jones. Wijnaldum. Thiago looking to feed through Salah. Intercepted by João Cancelo. Liverpool throw on the halfway line. And a firework display goes off just outside Anfield. Still going, those fireworks. It's happened a few times in games this season, and the referees actually stopped play to wait for the display to finish. Not the case at the moment. Play continues. There's fireworks in the sky, but not really fireworks in the match just yet. I'm sure this game will set alight. Mane. Alexander-Arnold. Swings the ball into the box, headed clear by Cancelo. Nice little flick by Foden, and forward come Man City now on a quick counter. Sterling is up against Fabinho. It's a good play by Liverpool just to get bodies back and slow down that attack. City have it again, but it's slowed. Sterling. Offside flag is up. Play by Zinchenko there, staying tight to Firmino, winning the ball back. Rodri into Cancelo. Nice pass forward to Gundogan, and Foden played it, tried to find Sterling. Cut out, but it comes back to Foden. Now he finally gets it to Sterling. Sterling inside of Alexander-Arnold. Good play. Phil Foden, save. Gundogan scores the rebound. He makes amends for that penalty miss. Fires home from close range. And it's Liverpool 0, Manchester City 1. And we're just 4 minutes into the second half. City take the lead at Anfield. It is Gundogan making up for what was a poor penalty. It starts with Foden, then Sterling. Great feet, too easy inside Alexander-Arnold. Then he just played it into Foden. His shot was saved by Alisson, but parried out to Gundogan, who was quickest to react. And he stabs the ball home from about 5 yards out. And it's Manchester City who leads here at Liverpool. Guardiola is delighted. As are the FPL owners who have Gundogan, because he claws back some points after those -1 for the missed penalty. An assist there for... Should be assist for Foden, actually, in my team. Double check that, but I'll be happy with that. Alexander-Arnold, Liverpool looking for a quick reply. He plays it forward. This game now is set alight with Man City leading. Yeah, Foden does get the assist there. Happens a lot, doesn't it, that players score own goals or they miss penalties, but they score in the same game and they make amends. That's what's happened here with Gundogan. Couldn't really miss, to be fair. Parried out by Alisson. Could he have done better? It was close range. Maybe he could have held on to the ball, but he parries it out straight into the danger zone. 5 yards out, Gundogan. Never going to miss. In the build-up, though, Sterling far too easily beat Alexander-Arnold. One little kind of chop the ball inside. Alexander-Arnold didn't do enough to try and stop Sterling there. And then Foden had too much space in the centre of the box as well. Wasn't a great piece of defending by Liverpool. Zinchenko. Here's Foden. Looking to find Sterling and almost did. Foden with the ball in the box, and Liverpool are in trouble here. City score another goal. They could run away with this. Bernardo Silva. Mahrez. Diaz. Zinchenko. Back to Ederson. He's got the ball at his feet and slow and play down. Short to Rodri. He turns and plays Gundogan into Bernardo Silva. City comfortably playing out from the back. Bernardo Silva looking to thread it through to Sterling. Cut out there. Thiago. Curtis Jones. To Alexander-Arnold. Fabinho. Alisson to Jordan Henderson. Thiago looking for Alexander-Arnold. Cut out well by Zinchenko. Ederson thumps it long. And Foden does well. Oh, I thought it did, but Mark Oliver blows his whistle for the free kick. Cancelo. Good defensive work by Henderson and a bit of space now for Firmino. Jones has a shot, long range, left foot, flies over. Not a great effort there. And Curtis Jones. Klopp. Not looking too pleased. City once again play it out from the back and they do so very effectively. Look at Anfield. It just shows Liverpool's recent form. Last 4 games, 0.25 goals per game. 66 games before that, well over 2 goals per game. It's just been a drop-off at home, and this could be 3 league defeats in a row at Anfield. I don't think we ever expected that to happen. Alexander-Arnold's cross blocked by Zinchenko. Liverpool corner. Can they find an equaliser? 10 minutes gone in the second half. Robertson swings it in. Ederson came for it, but it's headed clear, I think, by Rodri. Alexander-Arnold whacks it back forwards on the half volley with his left foot. Cancelo does very well to deal with it. And Henderson with the challenge. City throw-in. Looking very comfortable at the moment, Man City. But Gundogan on great scoring form, isn't he, this season in the Premier League? Kind of a quick look now at how many goals he's got, but he's doing very well. Flying up the goal scoring charts, you would think. Yeah, I think that might be 8 for him now. Maybe I need to put him in my fancy team, but you can only have 3 players, so I'd have to sacrifice Foden, Sterling, or Cancelo if I wanted him. Wijnaldum. Alexander-Arnold with a lovely diagonal pass. There's space. Good play. Jones. Jones! Oh, just wide of the far post. There's a fantastic diagonal ball by Alexander-Arnold. Acres of space out there for Jones. He controlled it well. He then beat Cancelo in his low left-footed shot. Oh, I see. It was going in. It's Stones. Gets a vital little block. Comes off Stones' knee and just goes wide. Corner. Outswinger this time. Headed clear. Once again, I think by Rodri. Robertson's pass is loose. Didn't reach his target and Gundogan smashes it out for a throw-in. Vital little block there by Stones. Otherwise, that could have been an equaliser for Curtis Jones. Jones and Stones. Henderson. Wijnaldum. Fabinho. Back to Alisson. We're approaching the hour mark. Liverpool 0, Man City 1. Gundogan atoning for his penalty miss with a goal. Thiago. Nice little spell again here for Liverpool, stringing some nice passes together. Can they create a clear opportunity? Jones. Wijnaldum. City's defence staying firm, looking solid as they have done all season, really. Just the 13 goals conceded from their 21 games. Gundogan doing his defensive work there, and then City play themselves out again. But Sterling couldn't quite get onto that, and Alexander-Arnold plays it back, all the way back to his goalkeeper. Sterling, good challenge by Stones. Henderson wins it back, and now Man City are in. Bernardo Silva. Oh, there was an early chance to play the ball across to Foden, I think, but Bernardo Silva didn't quite do it. Sterling up against Alexander-Arnold, caused him a few problems so far this afternoon. Raheem Sterling. Gundogan. Just surpassed the hour mark now. What is left in store in this final 30 minutes? Stones. Mahrez. Just about holds on to it after his footwork didn't quite work out for him. Sterling, the captain. Nice bit of control possession again here for City. Rodri looking to clip it out wide. Intercepted. It's volleyed clear by Henderson now. Mane brought it down well, and it was just pulled back by Cancelo. Free kick now. Which manager will twist first to make a change? That's the question as well. Over an hour played now and no substitutions in the match. Oh, Diaz has given away a penalty there. He has. It's a Liverpool penalty. Ball forward there. Diaz just pulls Salah back. Doesn't need to do that, Ruben Diaz. He's been booked and it's going to be a Liverpool penalty, a golden chance to equalise, and it's going to be Mo Salah from the spot. Same men that Gundogan missed. Salah does not miss penalties. Scored his last five. Will it be a placed or will it be power? It's Mo Salah to equalise for Liverpool. Big moment in this match. Salah scores. And Liverpool are level here. Liverpool 1, Manchester City 1. Mo Salah. And Klopp roars. It's 1-1 and it's no clean sheet for Man City today. Good penalty. It's high from Salah. Not in the corner, but not central either. But Ederson goes the complete wrong way. Well, I think it's a bit of a soft pen. Salah, if Salah feels contact, he goes down. He knows how to win penalties. I think there's just about enough there to give it, but we know Salah's got a track record. City looking to take the league straight away again here. Sterling, his pass was short. 1-1 here, game on. 1-1, half an hour left. Hard to call again this game. City looked in control until that moment. Out of nothing, really, conceding a penalty. I think it was a soft pen, but not enough to overturn there. I think Diaz has got his arm out. Definitely contact. Is there enough to go over like that? No, but I think there's just about enough to give a penalty, in my opinion. But you know, he's got a bit of a track record for going over very easily, Salah. Robertson. Cross is blocked, but still got the ball, the Scotsman. What a win this would be for Liverpool after a tough few weeks if they can come from behind to get the 3 points here against the league leaders. Still 1-1 though. Can go either way. Gundogan to Zinchenko. 65 minutes played now and looks to be the first change of the match. It's going to be Klopp that makes the change first. Got a quick glimpse. It might be Milner. I'm not 100% there. Rodri stabs it out wide to Mahrez. Chance here for City. Rodri. Sterling. Gundogan. Zinchenko. My clean sheet points are gone now on Fantasy Football for Cancelo, but never mind. Bernardo Silva. Here is Cancelo. I'll look for Foden over the top. Well intercepted. Salah's gone over again there. A little nudge in the back. Nothing in that one. Sterling this time doesn't get the better of Alexander-Arnold. Strong challenge. Quick ball forward. Dealt with nicely. And Bernardo Silva was then bundled over by Robertson. It wasn't Milner, it was Xherdan Shaqiri. Oh, it is Milner as well. A double change coming for Liverpool then. The first player to make way is Thiago on a booking. He makes way. And Shaqiri comes on for Liverpool. You could say that's a positive change. Thiago not had his best game on a yellow card since the second minute. James Milner, another player coming on for Liverpool. And he will replace Curtis Jones. I think it's had quite a good game. I think you'll feel disappointed to come off there, Jones. But there you go. Liverpool with a double change. Just one more sub in their locker now. Still no changes yet for City. Gundogan. Sterling. That's good play. He's played it into Foden. Nothing there. It's hit by Bernardo Silva and it's wide. There was a little penalty shout there as Foden went down, but nothing in the eyes of Mark Oliver. Sterling's been very lively in this game, played well. Beats Fabinho there and too fast for Alexander-Arnold. Quick ball into the box. Foden shrugged off it and then hit on the half volley by Silva and it flashes wide. Mane now. Robertson. Just feel there's at least one more goal in this. I feel this is 2-1 to either side. Hard to call. Mane. Floats it in. Salah, of course, with that penalty, does extend his lead at the top of the scoring charts. Back to 3 goals ahead on 16. Foden. Oh, that's cynical. It's going to be a yellow card for Fabinho. Dragging down Foden. Foden had beaten him down that line and maybe a foul that Fabinho had to make there. Cynical, absolutely. Yellow card for the Brazilian. Liverpool's number 3. Foden's been lively in this game. Got the assist for the goal after his shot was parried. Gundogan is over this free kick. Players lined up on the edge of the area. Gundogan arm up. He plays it short to Foden. It's going to be Foden who swings the ball in. What a delivery that is! And a chance and a goal! Oh, but it's offside. Stones had the ball in the net. Offside flag up, and it's probably the right decision. Let's see it again. Oh, he is just offside. John Stones. Fractions. We're talking half a yard. Unlucky. Got a few goals this season, John Stones. Great delivery. Good little routine for City. They're playing it short and swinging it in, but from a different angle that led to Stones being offside though. And here comes Man City's first change. It's Riyad Mahrez who makes way for Gabriel Jesus. First sub for Guardiola. Mara's off. Liverpool 1, Man City 1 here. Gundogan, after missing a penalty in the first half, made amends, stabbed it home to put City 1-0 up, but then Liverpool got a penalty after Diaz made a bit of contact with Salah, who went down a bit easily, but penalty was given and Salah converted the penalty to equalise. About 20 minutes left. Liverpool 1, Man City 1. Can one of these sides find a big, big goal and get a massive 3 points? Liverpool to bring them back into slight contention and banish the woes that they've suffered for the last few weeks? Or can City really cement? Oh, Alisson! Oh, he got his ball momentarily stuck under his foot there, and it was almost disastrous for the Brazilian goalkeeper. And then again, he's kicked it straight to Foden. A bad few minutes for Alisson. It's Foden. Phil Foden. It's in. It's Gundogan again. And it all comes from Alisson's mistakes. Foden and Gundogan combine again. Alisson hangs his head in shame. First, he had the ball stuck under his feet. He just about got away with it. He had the ball at his feet again seconds later, and it was a terrible kick out. Kicks it straight to Foden. Great run by Foden. Played it inside, and it's an easy tap-in open goal. Terrible play by Alisson. First getting the ball stuck under his foot. He has the ball again. Terrible kick straight to Foden. Foden driving into the box. No one can foul him. Plays the ball across as Alisson rushes off his line, and Ilkay Gundogan scores again. In off the bar. Just about scored that open goal. After a penalty miss, he scores 2 goals, Gundogan. He would have had a hat-trick today if he'd have scored his penalty. It's Liverpool 1, Manchester City 2. 2 assists for Foden, 2 goals for Gundogan. Liverpool come forward though. Milner. This game is still not over. His pass is cut out by Zinchenko though, and it's Sterling. Fancy football points for me with Foden. Double assists. Oh, 2 bad mistakes from Alisson there. Unlike him, really. He's a good goalkeeper, but cost his side there. Henderson. Stones deals with it. Call by Ederson. That's one thing Ederson has over Alisson, as we've seen in this game now. He's better with the ball at his feet, better distribution. Ball down the line, looking for Bernardo Silva. Fabinho should get there first and does. That pass from Alisson there wasn't too convincing. Alisson again's giving it away. What's he done? Oh, Alisson! He's cost them again! And Sterling has scored. What is he doing? What is he doing? He's lost the plot in goal. He's absolutely lost the plot. And it's Liverpool 1, Manchester City 3. He's lost all confidence, Alisson, with the ball at his feet. He didn't want it. And the players kept giving it to him. Just kick it out for a throw. Don't keep passing it back to someone who doesn't want it in goal. That's what they kept doing. They did it once. It wasn't a convincing pass. Did it again. He passes it straight to him. Oh. Bernardo Silva with the little dink over with the assist this time. And Sterling with the goal. It's calamitous. It really is. And Raheem Sterling cannot miss. Open goal, header on the line. Fantasy football points. It's Liverpool 1, Man City 3. Alisson has cost his side the game today. He looks distraught. He looks absolutely distraught. Ball forward there, but Ederson racing off his line to deal with it. Liverpool 1, Manchester City 3. And Raheem Sterling gets his 100th goal under Guardiola. He's only the third player to ever score 100 goals under Pep Guardiola. You're right. Yeah, Kelleher thinking I should be back in next game after this performance from Alisson. Terrible goalkeeping. Liverpool looking to try and get a goal back to make this a bit interesting, but City, it could get embarrassing for Liverpool. City get another one. Just terrible from the guy. I just can't believe what Alisson's done for both goals. You think he's been involved in match fixing or something? The way he's playing with the ball at his feet. I don't know why Liverpool kept passing it back to him. He didn't look confident the first time. Didn't want the ball. Just kick it out for throw-in, whatever you have to do. But at the moment, the goalkeeper's in a tough place and you keep passing it back to him. I guess they have confidence in him. And he has that in himself, but he was looking shaky, and we'll see what happens if he gets the ball at his feet again. Just over 10 minutes left. Liverpool 1, Man City 3. And this all but ends Liverpool's slim hopes of retaining the title. I think they're in a battle for the top 4. Robertson couldn't keep that one in. All the cameras on Alisson. He'll be the headlines as well. He's cost his club. Into the final 10 minutes of the 90. He looks quite lonely standing there now, Alisson. No one around him. Just outside his own area. Diaz has now played it short, and Milner intercepts. Throw into Liverpool. They need a goal back soon if they're to have any chance of salvaging a point here. I don't know what a point it would be from this position, but they need that second goal first. Robertson's throw. Wijnaldum cushions it back to him. Robertson does well with the header. Man City win it there and they can break quickly. Gundogan. Rodri. Out to Stones. Great feat by Bernardo Silva. Gets away from 3 Liverpool shirts. Gundogan. Jesus. Sterling. City don't need to score again. That's a case of keeping the ball and controlling the play now as the clock continues to tick down. But of course, they'd like to score again. Foden! Oh my! Phil Foden with a stunner on his left foot. Fires it into the top corner. And it's Liverpool 1, Manchester City 4. What a strike. And this is emphatic. Guardiola's first ever win at Anfield. His bad run emphatically going to end here. Foden takes it, is well inside the area, but gets onto his strong left foot and just fires it into the top corner. I mean, it goes through the hands of Alisson, but it just goes too fast for him to react. What a strike. Great goal. 4-1 to Man City at Anfield. This is surely Liverpool's heaviest defeat at home for a long time. Maybe Klopp's heaviest home defeat since taking charge. Something I have to look into. Alisson maybe should have done better. I think they're being harsh. It's a great strike. Here come Liverpool trying to get a goal. Intercepted down. This is well and truly game over now. 1-4. A goal and an assist for Foden in my team. Goal for Sterling. Sorry, goal and 2 assists for Foden. He's going to rack up a lot of points. Yeah, Foden definitely a star. Klopp not looking happy at all. He knows now he's got a battle on his hands just to finish in the top 4, I think. Here's Fabinho. We're into the final 5 minutes of the 90 here. Liverpool 1, Man City 4. Klopp out there. The comment from my father. Not sure about that. But injuries, forget about injuries. If Liverpool end up not winning anything and finishing 4th or even finishing outside the top 4, I mean, it's a really bad season for them after what happened last year. Here's Salah, Alexander-Arnold. Cross blocked by Zinchenko. Man City corner. Shaqiri is going to take it from the right-hand side in swinger. Shaqiri. City win it back. Sterling. Shaqiri. Looking for Mane. Ederson comes out and gets 2 fists behind that one. Here's Bernardo Silva. It really is Manchester City's title to lose now. They're going to be 5 clear with a game in hand, Man City. Hard to see them being caught. And they're at home to Spurs next weekend. That's not a game I'm particularly looking forward to. Fabinho. Wijnaldum. A couple of minutes until we find out the additional time. Completely overlooked another substitution a few minutes ago. Robertson came off and Tsimikas came on at left back for Liverpool. That's all 3 changes. Liverpool City have still got 2 changed in the locker, which they can use if they want to, but they don't particularly need to. Guardiola doesn't seem to be making all 3 recently in games. Salah. Floats it towards Milner. Zinchenko volleys clear. Henderson hooks it back towards penalty area. Good strength by Mane. Crowded out though. Great tracking back by Foden, who's possible man of the match today. Foden or Gundogan, you have to say, but I think Gundogan missed that penalty, so he's not getting my man of the match. Yeah. I can state now the official RS Media man of the match for this game is Phil Foden. For our throw. Ball into the area, gathered nicely by Ederson. There'll be 3 additional minutes. We're into added time now. This game well and truly over. Henderson to Alexander-Arnold. Ball just runs out there. Milner takes the quick throw. Stones is in there quick and Man City win it back well. Gundogan. Jesus. 2 minutes left. Sterling. Jesus fouled there by Alexander-Arnold. What a big win this is for Man City. Not won in the league at Anfield since 2003. Sky's man of the match, also Phil Foden. 18 years they've waited. Guardiola has never won in 4 attempts at Anfield as manager. 1 draw, 3 defeats. Finally, City win at Anfield. Guardiola wins at Anfield, and emphatically as well. Guardiola would enjoy this one against Klopp. City happy to keep it in the corner. Liverpool coming forward now, looking for a consolation. Tsimikas bundles man of the match Foden over. And that probably is going to be that as the time ticks down. Doesn't look too thrilled there, Guardiola, standing there. But I'm sure he will be inside. Ederson thumps it forward. Mark Oliver with the whistle to his mouth, and he blows it. And that is that. What a scoreline at Anfield. Bit of a slow start to the match, but eventually it came alive. Liverpool had a couple of chances. A header over from Mane, a good volley outside the area from Firmino. But as Man City had the key chance in the first half, Gundogan with the penalty after Sterling was brought down by Fabinho. But Gundogan, terrible penalty, leant back, blazed it over the bar. The teams went in goalless at the break. In the second half, City took the lead. Good feet by Sterling. Played it into Foden. His shot was parried by Alisson, who could have done a bit better maybe with the first one. Gundogan was there to stab home for 1-0. Liverpool then were back on level terms after Diaz just pulled Salah slightly. There wasn't loads in it, but Salah went down like he does, and the penalty was given. Salah converted very well to equalise, but then it was all City from there, really. And Alisson, it was the Alisson horror show, if you like. He got his foot stuck under the ball and almost cost his team first. Then he had the ball back at his feet. A couple of seconds later, he kicked it straight to Foden. Foden drove into the box, played it across, and Gundogan, open goal, finished it off for his second of the game. Could have had a hat-trick if he scored the penalty to put City 2-1 up. Then Alisson was at it again, giving the ball away, ball at his feet, giving it straight to Man City. It was Bernardo Silva who chipped the ball across, and Sterling had an easy open goal header on the line for 3-1. And then Man City capped off a fine afternoon with a great goal from the man of the match, Phil Foden, smashing it in. Alisson again, slight question mark over two of the goals and massive question marks over the other two. A terrible game for him, one of his worst ever for Liverpool. And it finishes at Anfield. Liverpool 1, Manchester City 4. I don't think there's anyone stopping Man City now who have won 14 games in a row. Man City, 22 games played, 50 points, plus 29 goal difference. Liverpool have played a game more than Man City, 10 points behind, and a plus 15 goal difference. Liverpool only 1 point above West Ham United now. They're in a top four battle. There's no question about that. Mika Richards with a smile on his face in the studio. What an afternoon. What a day for Man City. A great result in their history, really, in Premier League history for them, winning by this scoreline at Anfield. 4-1. What a great game it was. Can anyone stop Man City? Hopefully Spurs can next weekend. That stat, as I said, Liverpool, they did not record 4 straight top flight home games without scoring. They did get that penalty. So it's not the first time since they joined England's top tier in 1894 they've not scored. But, they won't care about scoring that goal. They've conceded 4 goals thanks to some nice bit of play from Man City and some terrible goalkeeping. So Man City likely to win the title again. It's going to be Guardiola's 3rd Premier League title. I don't want to say it's over yet, but you'd be a brave man to bet against Man City at this stage. City win 4-1. I've been Jordan Sawyer. Thanks for tuning in to watch this one. Be sure to look out for the next stream on RS Media. I am absolutely starving and I've got toad in the hole. So that's on my agenda. But yeah, City with the win. Great performance by Guardiola's men. Can anyone stop them? Thank you very much for watching.